because we have SSP Radcliff Lewis on the line here, so now. Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, Brother Mota, how you doing?
No, I am doing fine, but you can tell you something now. I had drive, come on, Mandela Highway the other day, and just as I reach, I pass Ferry there. I see you in the middle of the road. I block up the whole of the traffic there when people have to go to work. And I shout to you, but it come like, you're so busy.
Never see a time, Mota, you know, that I would have stopped everything that I was doing to speak to you.
Yes.
Never see you, man. I was just doing some operations, eh?
Okay, all right. You know, the reason why I really want to talk to you is because, well, you catch me up on the news every time I see you on the news. I said, no, the policeman are not easy, Rasta. Trust me, it's like, if just do the thing how it's supposed to do and just say the thing how it's supposed to say, I don't care.
Mota, you know easy to you, no, Mota.
Me?
Yes, man, you just talk as is.
Me are you related, man?
That's you, man.
All right. So this traffic thing, I know, where the other day we say take off license plate because the bad vehicle and thing. Warm to the the music we are play still I play on the bus them and the tinting we still on the coach bus them.
No, you mean which? Let me address the music first. If they are caught with the music, they are dealt with because then it is illegal.
Yeah.
But you know, it's a lot of minibuses, you know, and we don't have enough policemen to monitor all the buses, eh?
Yeah, but you look like a Superman.
When they are caught, they are dealt with in the right manner.
So what happened to the tint? The tinting?
No, the tint. Let me tell you now. The tint, we there was some agreement as it relates to the tint that 35, you have 35, 40, 60. The higher the number, the more you can see through. The less the number, then the less chance you can see through.
We call it midnight tint.
Yes, no, we don't allow the midnight tint. They allow tint. Tint, what they said, and it is sort of factual, and it has some merit, is that when they have on the tint, it sort of make the inside more cooler. And the equipment and so on, and you have some equipment now that are being installed in vehicle, causing it to operate. They want an atmosphere that is much cool. Eh?
So you allow that then? So you start allowing
kind of reflect the sunlight of those equipment and those things that motor the vehicle. So the transport authority and the police did agree that they cannot certify.
Yes.
But we have some instrument now that we call tint instrument. We use it to measure the tint. And if it is above the required, then we deal with it. Either we tear it off, prosecute you, or take off your license plate.
When you say prosecute you, where you do? I mean, prosecute you pay money at court, how that work?
Yes, man. No, it is a part of the defective motor vehicle defects, because the law says, if I tell you what the law says, that no tint, no curtain, or any other, I can't remember now, but tint and curtain must not be placed on PPV vehicles unless you have a special license. And I'm going to tell you the special license, like Juta.
Yeah.
Juta is a special license.
Yes.
So they can carry tint. But public passengers vehicle, they must not have any tint.
Okay.
Or curtains or anything. It must be so designed that you have a clear view of what is happening inside.
Inside of the bus.
Yeah.
All right. So we see, like the other day, you and the man them have an altercation in terms of how much man for carry in a taxi.
Yes.
Oh, that
is the law, you know.
Which part that reach now?
No, when you say reach, you mean if it's still continuing?
Like if you, I mean, how much people supposed to in at the back of the
Let me tell you what the law says.
Yeah.
In a PPV vehicle, no more than 4 persons. You know, say passengers, you know.
4 persons, including the driver?
It's no more than 4 persons. Yeah. So it's 3 passengers plus the driver.
3 passengers plus the driver, 4. So 2 in at the front and 2 in at the back.
Two at the back and two on the front.
But the back of the car make for carry more than 2 people.
Yes, true, can carry you because when you're licensed, it tell you can carry 5. Normal license like your car that you drive.
Yeah.
But the fact that you apply now for a PPV vehicle, license rather.
But wait, you watch
they
me car.
Start dealing with comfort.
But wait, no, Mr. Radcliffe. You watch me car, or you know what kind of vehicle we drive. Yeah. Oh, that's not easy.
No, man, even if you ride bicycle, man. I'm bicycle, I'm bike. You ride a bike?
No, we don't ride a bike.
So
all right.
When you, yes.
No, when
you go small and you have bike down there in a bike taxi, carry all the 8 and 9 persons.
Yeah, me know. But when I say,
yes.
the car make for carry 3 people in the back.
Yes, that's true.
So,
but when you license the PPV license, you can carry more than 2. But road taxi, you can carry 3.
All right. Me know you follow the law and me say
no, to the teeth, man. Me follow it to the teeth. That's why they can't do me anything.
All right. No.
Anything you see I do is the law.
No, but me not say enough to follow the law. You know. What me I say? Shouldn't there be some legislation in a parliament for really stem that idea that is only 2 people supposed in at the back?
Yes, man. That can be looked into.
You know, if he said that you know, if he said that be just because I mean, a man a carry 3 something at the back, it not in danger nothing. When you carry 5 in at the back now, then it is can't say in danger. But the car if you carry 3, so if it's a passenger transport and a man a make money, why you not make why you not set the law that? Because anybody can change law, you know. Law make the change because man make the law, man break the law. You understand? So
true.
As a conscionable policeman, you know, feel say. Them should have do something for allow the man them to drive with 3 people at the back.
Yeah, let me tell you something. Motor, you know just as well as I know that our people, you know, if you give them a mile, you know, then take. If you give them a yard, then take a mile.
Yes.
If you tell them to, they say they must carry 3. A 6 them are carrying that back, you know.
No, but me not tell if you tell them
because
that, you know.
Most of the time, you know, it's not they don't carry 3 at the back, in the back, you know.
All 5.
4 and 5, and sometimes all 6.
Yeah.
It's because it's that danger we saw, you know. Why we insist
that
they must carry more than what the law requires, you know. No more than 2.
So you know,
because they're carrying 5 and 6 in the back.
So you know, ease up our 5.
And when you're carrying 5 and 6 in the back, there's nowhere you can maneuver that vehicle properly because after a while, that steering wheel.
Yeah.
Because that vehicle is designed in a particular way, you know.
Yeah.
That steering wheel start to spin in your hand, or sort of play comes in, and then you're going to lose control, and then you crash, and then the Jamaican people going to say that the police not doing
them job.
Them job actually, you know.
Yeah. So
when your loved one die, and you realize that your loved one was in the back of a taxi with 7 persons, then you're going to leak out.
Yeah, and so the police should have done something better than that.
And when you know, if you do, you jam, and if you don't, you jam. I said, you know.
Yeah, so you prefer to do and jam.
Me prefer to do and jam. Yeah, man.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right. No, because you see, me I find say sometimes the law make you become unlawful.
Yes.
Sometimes the law really make you become lawless and unlawful. And may I say, there's a lot of law that was made in the long time days where really and truly perpetuate a kind of disorder rather than an order in it, right? And as a man who maintain the law really.
Yeah.
I see you, I understand, because most of the time I take up for you too, you know, believe you be. My lady, I mean,
sometimes you say you're rough against me to still to a motor.
To you or to the police?
Me say you're not an easy man because you're rough still, but me like you still.
All right, tell me where me rough with. Tell me.
No, me. Sometimes you look out on your program, man.
Like for instance,
when things not too just, you look out.
Then there's no wrong with that. Then if it's not too
wrong
just,
with that.
Then
I tell you, say you look out, man. Me not say you're unjust, man. You look out.
Okay, all right, sir. All right, I'm glad you listen to me still.
Now me listen to you, man.
Because me find say the traffic thing is a thing. All right. What I'm today, the drunken driving. Because me not see make no special effort in the middle of the night. Me not talk about day now. In the middle of the night, when we know sell panel at Saturday night, or Friday night, when car a drive like them mad because the youth them just a come from party and underage youth a drive car and I get drunk and them thing there. You don't think they should have It's just like what you have against the taxi man there.
Motor, make I tell you something, man. Make I tell you something, because you don't know, man. Every weekend, we have a blitz that starts from Friday evening straight until Monday morning, where we target places of entertainment.
Yeah.
And we drive around. Yeah. And we just say, well, listen, you know, we're going to check that car. And we check everybody in that car. Places of entertainment.
Yeah.
And we have arrested a number of persons for drunk driving or for driving above the limit. The limit is 35 micrograms per 100 milliliter of blood. Eh?
So how you measure that? How you measure it?
No, you blow. Oh,
you have the blow thing.
In. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, you have the blow thing, yeah.
Yes.
But no, in Jamaica, some of them things they could not work.
But that is a clear indication to tell us if you are under the influence of drugs. Then we take you now to Ellis Road, where we you are the machine in Kingston you have at Ellis Road, once there. In the rural parishes you have we have a certain station.
Yeah.
When that machine now, once you go on that machine cannot tell any lie.
Okay.
And listen to me. If the police officer says to you that you must do the test, you can't refuse, you know.
Yes.
If you refuse, it is an offense.
Okay.
So it is better you blow into it, and you might lucky enough because the machine is so designed that I have seen where persons are over the limit.
Yes.
But the machine said no, he's not over the limit.
Yes.
Because his body has adopted a certain, can't remember the name now.
Yeah.
But you sort of immune from liquor.
Oh yeah.
Yes, man. And motor.
Yeah.
Who just passed me drinking a rum and you smell it. The thing that you give now, the 35 microgram. Is almost 100 and you need to drink any liquor.
Yes. So the blow job no work sometimes.
Your body.
So the blowing job no work. The blowing job no work then.
But what we do, we can make you walk the chalk line.
Yes.
Yes. Then we know that you are not drunk.
Yeah.
Because we see persons have one beer.
Yeah.
Just one beer.
Yeah.
And the thing just fly. But
fly up. Yeah.
But when the person is drunk now, then the machine will tell you exactly that is above the required amount. So that's what I'm telling you. With that machine doesn't tell any lie.
So what the age group where you catch most of the time, especially
youngsters, man, youngsters.
Like below 18?
No, well you have 18 now in the 20s, 18 and 20s.
Okay.
They are the persons now consuming the liquor.
Liquor, yes.
Yes.
So you find that liquor is the main problem amongst these people where
well, let me tell you, we don't have much people not much people that drink and drive, you know. Meeting accident, you know. Not much.
Okay.
Not much. But it doesn't say you can't meet an accident.
Yeah, you have to prevent it before.
So we have to prevent it. Exactly. You have to prevent it.
Well, we just want to figure it out and we say, give thanks for, you really come on pan here at such a quick notice.
Yes, man. No, well, listen, man, is that you have to be
ready at any time.
You have to position yourself in a way that you when you are called upon, you must
ready.
deliver.
One more thing before I leave.
Yes.
A high-ranking policeman tell me, say, if you drive late at night and a police stand up at the middle of the road to stop you, if him not have on the luminous glowing thing, you not have no obligation to stop.
No, if him tell you that is foolishness.
Okay.
In the middle of a night, it better him tell you. In the middle of a night, a policeman stop you. It better him to tell you that now you must think if it is a policeman or a criminal. Better him to tell you that. You understand what I mean?
Yeah. So if it's a policeman, whether or not him have on the luminous thing,
yes.
You're supposed to stop.
The only thing, if he's a genuine policeman, and he goes into the middle of the road without the reflectorized vest.
Click down.
That is the problem. He's liable to get hit down.
So in that case, what happened to the driver now?
Listen me now. I'm not going to say anything about that. But for you, it would be a very ticklish. You hear the word that I use?
Ticklish.
Ticklish. It would be a ticklish case. And it would have to be properly investigated.
Yeah, because remember, it's a blue uniform, remember, and it's a dark night. So
you know, you hear how you put it, and it is a fact. And then you know that blue in night is black.
Yes.
So you put it ticklish.
All right, Mr. B. Give thanks for time today, you know. Right.
Okay, Muta, you take care. All the best.
All right, sir. Yeah, man.
All right.
Yes. That was SSP Radcliff Lewis, head of the traffic division. Believe you me, him firm like concrete wall, man. Yes.
How can you say you love God in which you cannot see, yet you cannot love who you can see? First, we are say that. We are say you have to love who you can see first, because who you can see is a manifestation of who you think you cannot see. That is really what it is all about. Who you can see is a manifestation of who you think you cannot see. There was a man in our village, same really want to find God. He want to find the highest level of consciousness that you know about. So I'm going to go to some sage, some priest or monk, to tell him which part him can go, or what can he do to reach the level of what I call nirvana, heaven, blissfulness, utopia. Well, the first one I'm going to tell him, he must go down in another village, and he must see a lot of women, beautiful women, and them will satisfy all his desires and make him reach to nirvana, or what you call blissfulness. So him travel for days and go down to the village, buck up and whole heap of women, and after him done go through everything, him find out, said, no, him no find God, or where him a look for. Him no find the consciousness where him a look for. Him still have to find out now which part this consciousness there, which part this heights of levels, this what them call God, the Buddha, which part him there. So him start to ask a next sage again now, and say, all right, there's a war in a next village. If you go down there and allow the people them to win that battle, you will find the God that you're searching for. So him take him sword and all the things that were necessary for fight, and him go down in the village and fight in the war, and it's so happen that the village where I fight for win the battle. But when they win the battle and them win the battle, him realize say, but him not find where I look for. So him have to go find a next monk, priest or sage. And the monk tell him, say, all right, there's a mountain. When you look up there, you see almost like the clouds upon the side of the mountain. You're going to go up to that mountain, and in that mountain there's a cave. And you're going to go into the cave, and you're going to find a book. And that book will lead you to where you look for. The level of consciousness where you look for, you will find it in that book. So we're going to tell you the next part of the story after they add them. We're on the cutting edge. For those of you who just joined me, we was talking as a story, was telling a story actually about a man who was searching for God, searching for that heights, that nirvana, that utopia. And we were saying that him passed through villages that was in war, and him help them win the war, village with a lot of beautiful women. Him had him way with them. And now him find out one now, tell him, say, look here now, there's a mountain top that you have to go to. And there's a cave, and you're going to go in that cave. And you're going to see a book. And you will find what you're looking for. The thing is that him did have to go back through the village them. And him have to go back to where he was coming from originally. But him actually never come from the mountain top. He was right in the valley of the mountain. So him turn back and it take him days to travel. He maybe buck up on a place where is more riches that him could have ever say. And the riches that where him could have say, even though him see the riches and realize him could have attained that riches, it still never give him that fulfillment where I look for. That God where I look for, that search where I look for. So him reach the mountain and him decide say I'm gonna go up the mountain. And him start to trek up to the mountain till him reach a cave. When him reach a cave, him go inside of the cave. And him see the biggest book him ever see. Big book. Never see such a large book before. And him say, okay, because you know I don't know how this is going to work because there's nobody here but me. And the monk did say, I'm going to find God up here. But how can I find God in a place where I alone is with a book? So him say, so him remember, so he must open the book. So him got to know, and him decides say him going to open the book. Him open the book to page 1. And what him see in the page was a mirror. And him say this come like a game, you know. This come like a joke business. So him turn the next page and him see a mirror. And these 2 pages are reflect himself in it. And him keep turning the pages and all him say upon the pages was mirrors of himself, was reflections of himself. And him really try to figure out what the hell is happening here now, because how can this man send him on such a long journey to find a book with mirrors, the book of mirrors that only reflect him. And then him say a man coming out of a dark place. Where them look is the same monk. Where them tell him say, must come to the mountain top, to the cave. And him say the book. And in that book him will find God. The sage come out, him look at the sage and say, what kind of joke is this? I've traveled so far, for days traveling on this mountain. And you told me that if I come to this book and open the book, I will find what I am looking for. The monk looked upon him and said, you have found what you're looking for, but it's just because what you're looking for look like you, why you choose not to accept it. Because really and truly, the God that you're searching for is you. Yes, the mystery of God is always a mystery to man, even though it's man design all of the concepts and ideas. And him try to project it outside of himself and not recognizing that all him trying to do is find himself. All him trying to do is find himself. But sometimes searching for yourself carry you through different trials and tribulations, agony and pain, and sometimes joy and happiness too. We all search for that nirvana, that utopia, that never-ending bliss. But most of us grow up to search for it outside of ourselves. And we lose trust in ourselves. You know, sometimes them say, you are what you eat. I say you are what you think. You are what you think. And sometimes your mind carry you in some places where your body can't ever go. But it's still you I go there. Because there's no mind in mind. So come back now to the first question where we ask. Suppose you're looking at a mirror. And when you're looking at the mirror, you don't see yourself. What would you think? Because we remember growing up and we watch Dracula movie. Like Dark Shadows, for those of you who are like me, and Barnabas Collins, the Dracula. We always realize in reflection not show in a mirror. In reflection don't show in the mirror. And that's a scary thing. If you're a human being and your reflection don't show in the mirror. And then there is Medusa. Medusa the Gargan. For those of you who don't know about Greek mythology, I could tell you about Medusa. Medusa was a mythological woman who lived in a cave. And all her hair was snake. Snake in her head, just a grow up in her head, pure snake. Look like a locks. One of them thick up locks. But according to the mythology, it's snake. So this woman grows snake in her head. And she live in a cave, and anyone will look upon her face to face, eye to eye, them turn stone. Anyone will look upon her face to face, turn stone. And this man, I don't remember what his name, him decide say, this woman is a terrible thing, she have to get rid of her. So I'm going to find out now, how can he get rid of this woman without him looking upon her? So him take him shield and him sword and go up in the cave, and next cave argument again. And next cave argument in the night, yeah. But this story is very important to the scheme of things. Because it's a kind of wisdom and faith and understanding that is not in the Bible. Because not only in the Bible we find things to live by. Even though we grew up in a society that make you feel that way. So, this man take him sword and him shield, and him decides him go kill Medusa because she is the reason of many men dying, trying to look at her and turn to stone. So I'm going to the cave now, and the woman come out, Medusa, the Gargan. I know you might have heard that word already, the Gargan. Man did a sing song already, but I am the Gargan in this time. Well, the Gargan is referring to that Greek mythological woman named Medusa. She's the Gargan. So, Medusa come out, and what the man did was so ingenious. Him take him shield and hold in front of him face. That when Medusa look upon the shield, she see her reflection, and guess what? She turned to stone. That is how him get rid of Medusa, the Gargan. Him just hold up the shield in front of him face, and Medusa look upon the shield and see her own reflection, and turn to stone. No blood shed. She just turned to stone. Now, the argument is, I wonder if a person who don't see themselves in the mirror is really stone in them heart. Because no one looks in a mirror and don't see them reflection. And if you should look into the mirror and don't see your reflection, it means, trust me, you do have no heart. You do have no heart. But because we know, say, in every man's chest, there is a heart. We have to figure out now, why is it that we're behaving like we stone? Why is it that we're behaving like the mirror that we're looking at take away our spirit? Because some people actually believe that too. That's why them don't keep mirror in them house. Because them feel that the spirit of the human being exists in the mirror. Them don't want the mirror take away them spirit. In some places, amongst Aboriginal people, indigenous people, them don't like you take them picture. Because them feel say, when you take them picture, you take part of them. And them soul is very important to them. So, maybe, if you're looking at your mirror more often, maybe something of that joke you for say, but me no stone, me is human, flesh and blood, and me have a heart. And sometimes, when we behave harshly with people, and all these youth are run up and down over the place, them need to look in the mirror. So a man sing a song, Michael Jackson to be precise, say, take a look at the man in the mirror. Woe unto those who look in the mirror and don't see themselves. Because then you know, say, you are dead. Or you're on the cusp of dying. Becoming like a stone that do have no heart. And a whole heap of we are walk around the place now. Like we do have no heart. Because all of we have a heart. All of we have a feeling. All of we think. No matter how cruel and wicked the thought is, but we think. And we recognize and understand that if a man look in the mirror and see himself reflecting, him should take a stock, because that reflection is God. Because if we go back to the old Bible, and the Bible says, God make man in his own image. An image is a physical manifestation of something that is tangible or touchable. An image is not something mysterious. An image, if a man make an image of something, it look like it's something that he make. Therefore, it's a manifestation of something else. But it replicate the something that him look on and make the image. So when it say God make man in his own image, it really say man of God. Because the same way how I look is the same way how God look. And vice versa. And likewise it's true. If a woman looking at the mirror and see herself, she have to come to the conclusion and say, I am God. But how much people want to accept that? Because them love to talk about God outside of themselves. That is really what them a try do. Them a try to talk about God outside of themselves. And the only God that exists is the one that is you. And all the arguments surrounding that is created by man. All the arguments surrounding about who, what, where, when, why, how God is supposed to be what, is created by man. Even the understanding that when you're looking at the mirror is an image of God you look upon. Even that was created by man. So we have to recognize the purpose, or our purpose, when we look in the mirror. The man in the mirror, and to an extent the woman in the mirror, is the only manifestation of what we're searching for inside ourselves and in others. The man say, how can you say you love God in which you cannot see, yet you cannot love who you can see? First, we are say that. We are say, you have to love who you can see first. Because who you can see is a manifestation of who you think you cannot see. That is really what it is all about. Who you can see is a manifestation of who you think you cannot see. So we have to draw up a belt and a buckle and forget about all of the whole heap of this and the whole heap of that and the frills and the chills that put around it. You know, here some people try to give them deity all the accolades and the this and the that when you cannot make it greater or lesser than what it is. What it is what it is. It's just simple that what it is what it is. So when we look, according to the Egyptian book of the dead, or them call it the coming forth by day, to see the goodness in things, you have to see yourself in that thing. So make repeat that. To see the goodness in things, you have to see yourself in the thing. Because that is the only way you can recognize the I and I concept. There's no me and you, or them and us. It's I and I. Reflection of self. If you want to make a change, take a look in the mirror and start with yourself. That is really what it's happening to, and we are sending a messenger straight out to the youth them out there who take the opportunity to listen to them hours and night, yeah. Even though the rain a fall too, you understand? I mean, no say you go in your yard still because yeah. Say, you know, when the police come, go and angle, you know, we say they're in your yard and turn on your radio and you say, Muta, come on, you know, I have to listen to him. You understand? So we just tell you, say, listen to what we are talking about because it might sound complicated, but it's a reality and it's a truth. And most of the times when we are quote the Bible, we are sure you say there's other things and other books where have certain mythologies and certain reasoning and consciousness that we can really grasp tonight because the majority of people them outside of the Western world. Yeah, the majority of people don't live in the West, the Western world. Because India and China have so much people there. You understand? And them people that don't use the book where we use to really come to no fullness understanding of self. So, we just say that as a by the way thing. But we know so we shall be released. We have to be released from a whole heap of things. Whole heap of things we have to get released from. We're there with you, going through the paces. We are trying to bring to your attention certain levels. You understand? Because it's not every day you get to do it, and not every day you get to hear something outside of where you're really used to. Because we have to define ourselves in this time, especially as African people. We are going around, it seems to make we kind of almost lose focus. You know, we have to continue to keep focus. A whole lot of distraction around you, where you make you feel like that more important. Make you lose focus. So we have to say, we don't want you to lose focus. Because if you lose focus, you're going to take your eye off of the prize. And we're talking about liberation and freedom. That is what we are talking about. That's all we are talking about, really. Liberation and freedom, we're not talking about nothing else. Because that is what we need. As African people, we need liberation and freedom. You know, and sometimes we make it look like we're free still. But I will probably don't know freedom because them put in a cocoon make you feel like say we're free. And really and truly, some like a Mickey Mouse freedom according to a lucky do, but I say a Mickey Mouse freedom, you know, and we sup it up. Yeah, we sup it up. We sup it up in a way where it start to become our daily bread, our daily food. And we still find ourselves in the same position and situation. Truly free is much more than what we are experiencing now. Yeah, when you're free, it's much more than what you are experiencing. You know, people say, well, we're free. Oh, you mean? You know, to say we're free. You know, so we have walk up and down and that. Yeah. That is where you think. That is where you think because you don't really know what is true freedom. How it is, how it feels to be liberated. Because that is how we get trapped. We get trapped in that argument of, yeah, you know, we can go here, so and go there, so and go here, so. And that is where we take as freedom. But you can just imagine if you come out of the cave, which is the next story about cave again. You know, the people in the cave, for them realities in the cave, you know. And them living in the cave and feel them free. Of course them free, but them free as it relates to inside of the cave. When man come out of the cave and say, but wait, there's things outside of the cave that we never experienced yet. I wonder if we don't know them story there. That's some serious story them, you know. The man them in the cave. Everybody in the cave. And that is them reality. Them reality is what is in the cave. And once somebody come out of the cave and go see different life and come back, come tell them. And there's one rotted, guys like they try to take away from them freedom now by telling them, they say something other than what them are experiencing at the cave exists outside of the cave. Much more than what them are experiencing at the cave is outside of the cave. And him become them enemy. Yes, him go experience something outside the cave and come back, come tell them, and now him become them enemy. Who tell him to tell them that? Because that is what our freedom look like. Our freedom is bound inside a cave. And you think that you're free. The only reason why you think that you're free is because you don't know nothing outside of that the confines of the cave. You don't know. You know, it's like a man in a prison and him get locked in him cell. And then him let out. If you go in the yard, go do certain activities, play football or, you know, play doing what do. That to him is freedom. Him come out of the confines of the cave, the cell. Him come out of the confines of solitary. So to him now that is freedom, even though there's 4 walls that confine him to that space. And people outside of that space can tell him, so there's more to be experienced outside than there inside of that space. There's more to be experienced outside of the cave than inside of the cave. But as I say, people who sometimes talk that truth about what lies beyond the cave, tend to sometimes become the enemy. Yes, sometimes you become the enemy because you speak that truth, that there's more to be experienced outside of the cave. You know, it's like, wow. So we just pass that on to the people them in the night, yeah. You understand? We just say, experience teacheth wisdom. Experience not teach. Knowledge is one thing, you know, wisdom is the other. Experience is what you actually become a part of in the doing, in the realization of the thing that is happening. You become a part of it. That is experience. Knowledge is when you actually sit and get a perspective of certain things. You know, you don't have to experience knowledge. Knowledge comes through what we call now education. You get a certain education, you become knowledgeable. You know, it's like you're in a laboratory and you do a theory. Outside of the lab, you do theory. And the theory now, you have to go inside of the lab to make it get practical. Get the litmus paper them and test and do all sorts of tests to find what is practical, what can be done and what can be not, that you can do. So people sometimes hold on theory continuously. They have a theoretical understanding of things and find themselves get clawed into it.